We've been a gallery for 12 years and we have an ambitious programme of international contemporary drawing, and an important part of that is also our artist-curated exhibitions. And in the case of Richard, we invited him as a senior figure and being a sculptor, because drawing underpins all his work. He arrived at the idea of abstract drawing through a sort of investigation into what inspires him in drawing and form and materiality in particular.
From the start, he had two ideas which were actually very, very different. One of them was more about the idea of drawing as reportage. So that would have been really very much figuration. And so this is at the total opposite end of the spectrum. But then he decided he was more interested in the ideas around abstract drawing, and I think in particular because that informs his practice and how he makes his work, because obviously drawing forms a substantial part of what he does. And he's used drawing to kind of figure out how to make his sculptures, even though he doesn't make drawings in preparation necessarily. Each drawing is made purely for itself. It's not made in preparation for a work in another medium. So often drawing is associated with being a preliminary medium, and in this case it's a primary. That was very important for him as well.
In all my work, I like making things that are done, if you like, in a very workmanlike way. I just like to do what's necessary and no more and no less. But I don't mean that in a derogatory way either. I mean, it's like doing something in a very straightforward way, but with great intensity. So in this case, I would have started with a black square and then put another black square next to it, and so on and so on and so on. But I'm doing them without measurement, you know, all completely by eye and no pre-drawing at all. And I try to do it as carefully as possible, but of course they begin to waver and move, and I wouldn't say organic, but they take on a life of their own. They're more like a game. The abstraction to me is more that it follows a logic and it has rules. They're not of things, but by making them, it makes them just as real.
When I started the drawing, I didn't have any idea as to what I was trying to do and what the drawing is about. The subject of the drawing, if you like, comes about through the process of making it. So I invent a lot of quite weird strategies to arrive at the different sort of layerings, and then by the end of the drawing I understand exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and from that point it can move quite fast because I'm making it coherent in a way, whereas when it begins it's really amorphous, you know, it doesn't know where it is, it has no particular location, but by the time it's finished, I think with this drawing it does.